Okay, we're going live. All right, now we're going live on both and everywhere. Welcome,
Everywhere.
everyone. Yes, we're live everywhere. I am super excited to be on with just an incredible individual, great friend of mine, Aaron James Yeager. I call him AJ. Welcome.
Thank you,
Welcome.
buddy. It's good to just hang out, right? It's good to be
Yeah, it
able to
is
hang
good.
out, share some space with you, talk about fun things we like to talk about, like the subconscious mind and all the things that it relates to, which is pretty much everything in the world and life and business.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. And you know, I one of my purposes on this planet has been to truly help people be in a truly healthy body so they can be their best self. And
Mm.
so that's one of the reasons I started helping people lose weight and then regain their health back. And so our topic today is I'll put it on the screen here: rewiring the subconscious mind for lasting weight loss success. And I consider, AJ, somewhat of an expert on this. And I also spent 8 years studying hypnosis as well. And so we got
That's
a lot of
right.
experience on here, man. Yeah. So let's jump in first of all, because this topic, when we talk about weight loss, I want to just clarify we're talking about fat loss specifically, because a lot of people will talk about wanting to lose weight, but you don't really want to lose weight. You want to lose fat
Mm.
because it is the number one link to the top three leading causes of death: disease, illness, cancers, strokes, heart attacks, and it just literally causes more disease in the body. So that's really our why.
Yep.
And I want to bring AJ on and just talk a bit about the understanding of the unconscious mind. And AJ, from my understanding, is that I love to say that our body is a literal transcript of our unconscious.
Right.
So
Right.
how can we utilize, the unconscious mind to really not just lose weight, but to create lasting weight loss? I just want to ask you that right off the bat.
Yeah, let's do that. And before I answer that, I'm going to kind of answer with an example, and so that people can understand what we're talking about when we're talking about the subconscious mind, right? Let's get some of the languaging and on the same
Right.
page.
Good idea.
Imagine this is the ocean, right? This is this is the sky. This is the ocean. If you can imagine one of those huge icebergs that are out there, the icebergs, like there's these massive things out there, and because of the weather and the overheating, there's like they fall in the water, and there's like incredible videos online about this, but these things are massive. But what's interesting is below the surface, what is going on underneath the surface of these huge icebergs. It's 10, 20, 40, 50, huge, massive thing that's underwater, compared to what we see on the top. So let's look at our conscious mind like that. The conscious mind is above the water. That's at 5 to 10% of capacity. That's 5 or 10% of what we're seeing, experiencing, feeling here in our conscious awareness. Underneath the surface, that bigger part is the subconscious mind. It's taking care of it. It's our beliefs, our patterns. It's taking care of our body for us. It's automating so much of our life. And it's done this because of coding and programs since we are born. So that's the difference between the conscious and subconscious mind. Now, when we're talking about health and about fat loss specifically, our bodies, yes, there's DNA, right? There's certain ways that our body is coded individually. I'm different than Cody. Cody holds weight really well, a little differently than me. I have a little bit more of a hard gainer kind of built into my body. We're all different bodies. And at the same time, a lot of our systems work similarly in fat loss and all this because we're human beings. So when we want to start recoding and losing fat, it doesn't just start with the workouts. It doesn't start with the workouts and the movement. It starts up here, and it starts by us checking in with the conscious and subconscious mind. So how's that for like a quick start?
I love that. I think that was really important you did that, because there's a lot of these terms that are thrown around, and it's nice to have that definition there. So could we say then, so because it's interesting when you separate conscious and unconscious, no one's really ever found this like dividing line between the two. These are terms that we use to try to help us understand.
Yeah.
Would you say then that the unconscious mind is, both of them are connected, but the unconscious mind is more directly connected to the body? And if so, then how is the conscious mind involved in that?
Yeah, no, it is very much connected. And so when we consciously say, I want to lose fat, okay, I'm gonna go and lose fat. Over the next 90 days, I'm gonna go do it. I'm, 30% the body fat percentage, and I want to be this. First, the conscious mind is the goal chooser, the goal setter. We get clear on, oh, I've got a problem, I have a pain to fix. I'm not where I want to be in my physical body. So it's first like that kind of that choice of, okay, I'm going to commit and I'm going to go do that thing. Now, what happens then, right? People, we'll talk about, it's kind of February at this point. People are doing their New Year's resolutions, though I don't recommend you do that. But some people like kind of say, okay, it's time for me to get healthy. So they choose it, and then they go and start conscious mind going and doing the things, the treadmill, the whatever data they take in, and however they think they should go lose it. And then what happens? Dr. Cody, what happens usually after 2 to 3 weeks of they can't consciously choose it?
Yeah, I mean, most people either get tired with what they're doing, they get distracted. They set out to I mean, was it 80% of people really never reach any of the goals they set out to do?
Yeah, and it's generally, I'll use the word self-sabotage. It's something in the wiring in the subconscious mind. There's a wedge between that and what the conscious mind is choosing. So the number one objective and the primary objective of the subconscious mind is to keep you alive. To keep you alive. As soon as you wake up in the morning, it's patting itself on the back. I kept Dr. Cody alive. I'm good. I've done my job. At the same time, because it's going to protect us, anything new that the conscious mind is saying it wants to go do, and the subconscious mind thinks it's unsafe or does not know how to do that, it's new, it says, no. And so you start going through the reps and start doing that conscious thing. And after a while, it's going to then, no, we're going to go back to the old pattern of eating Cheetos, eating the wrong stuff, the things that make you feel good and make you safe and you're good. It doesn't know the difference between the good food and the bad food. So it's gonna start bringing in these habits, these programs that are running in the background that are programs of unhealthy eating, non-moving, sitting on the couch maybe too long, sitting down at the desk too long, just not moving your body because that's what it's used to. It is only running on old programs. So I truly believe, Dr. Cody, no one is broken and no one needs to be fixed. That's to me, it's all BS. We are simply, and we are not our emotions, and we are not our issues or our problems. These are programs. These are software programs running in the background. I'm on my phone, but you're on your phone. that if you don't update your phone, you have those updates come up like every month or so on your Apple or your other device. If you don't push the update button to update the software, to let the phone know, hey, there's new applications and things are changing here, what happens? It starts to short circuit, it starts to not work, and then it starts to load slow, it starts to reboot. Same with our bodies. That's exactly what's going on. Is our wiring is programmed to go one way, but then our conscious mind is saying it wants to do something new, and that's the wedge.
Love that. So let's look at this then. So what I see, and the reason we've got almost a 90% or better success rate of helping people create a lean, energetic, fit body and keep it that way. One of the reasons I wanted to have you on is because I've tied in a lot of what you've just said to our program. So the challenge is, like you said, maybe the conscious mind says, hey, I want to get fit. I'd like to lose fat and build muscle. Well, it's interesting because you might consciously want that, but I'll give you an example. I have women who've joined my program who've done weight loss programs over and over again, and they lose weight temporarily and gain it back. And it's interesting because there's been many, many times where I sit down and just have a conversation, and many times that person, they had an experience where they gained the weight because they were protecting themselves from something. Attention from men, unwanted attention from men is sometimes one. And so there's benefits. You got to understand that your unconscious mind will see benefits to having this weight on. You put extra weight on as a woman, you stop getting a lot of attention from men like you used to. That's a survival mechanism, like you're saying, AJ. And so
these are those programs.
Exactly.
And sometimes I love that you're bringing this up because that's the deeper issue here, that sometimes, even though we want to go do something, our past is actually dictating everything. It puts everything in autopilot. So in your case here, and everybody can delete and clear this. It's not for them. If it's not for them, great. But if someone has had, let's say, sexual trauma, molestation, things that happen in the background, anything for specifically women around men, anything at all that then causes a level of fear or caused some negative emotion in the past around getting attention from men, like you're saying, it then says, oh, I know exactly how to stop that so that you are safe. You don't have to go through that again. And that means putting on weight. Right. Sometimes that means not being as attractive, not being maybe showering as much, taking care of yourself as much. So it can become a protective mechanism that unfortunately, or that was working at that point in time, but it hasn't updated that software program to be like, no, I want something different now. And so there could be an inner child in there. There's just to be the protector, or this wiring of, we're going to keep the weight on because that makes you safe. And so to your exact point, it has nothing to do with fat loss or the movement or the exercise or the plan or any of that stuff. It has to do with lovingly dealing with the emotions that are in here in the program that is tied to that from the past.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love how you said that. Really well said, and that is why I'm really bringing this up, because that's most people doing Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers. Heck, how many people do we know, AJ, that are educated? They work out a ton, they eat right, but they literally can't get the fat off, and that's why I'm addressing this. And I want to say that 99.9% of programs, when you go to join any program, I don't care if it's a dietitian, nutritionist, like, if they don't address the underlying root cause, you're setting yourself up for a up and down. And so that's why I'm really bringing this piece up, because I love being able to state some of the things that really is not stated in our society.
Yeah.
And this is not it's not popular for me to come on and we're talking about this. Like, this isn't popular. What if I just say, hey man, just cut the sugar out of your life and go work out and you'll be fine? That's not true, because your body is a loudspeaker of the consciousness, right? The interaction between the you and the great power within, and that's what I want to also pinpoint, because this is important. You have a great power inside you. Most people don't think about this, but 60,000 miles of arteries and veins, and it's circulating blood, carrying oxygen, nutrients to all your tissues. And you have no idea how that works. No idea. And isn't it amazing? You eat a cracker or cheese or vegetables or meat, and it turns into your bones and muscles and tissues. There's a great power within you. That's a message that I literally more than 20 years ago started spreading, and I got for myself is, oh my God, we have literally been turned away from that great power within. When you work with auto suggestion and reprogram the unconscious, you're working with that power. But you got to understand, you're always working with that power. When you put the fat on to protect yourself, you're working with that great power. It put that weight on because it loves you, because it goes, hey, you want to be protected? Let's protect you. Yep. So it's interesting from that angle to look at it like that, is like, you're always working with this power, but in which way do you want to direct the power? So
well said. And I will add on to that and piggyback in the way that, look, there's a lot of great marketers out there. And there's a lot of, let's say that there's some great programs out there that have great marketing as well. And they're great at selling the sexy sizzle, the end result, the before and afters, here's how to melt fat, and here's how to all that. And that stuff is all going to be great. And what you're saying, again, I want to reiterate this. If you don't do this deeper work, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, if you don't deal with this stuff, it is going to be, everybody's different, but it's an uphill battle, or you're going to see that, oh, I'm doing great, and then fall off again, or these roller coaster results. Now, some people can just hammer it hard, be disciplined. Most people don't have that much discipline to keep after it. You can force it through, yes, but there's a path of least resistance. That is doing this internal work, because we have seen people, you and I both have seen people, they're fit, but they're inflamed. They still can't see their abs. Something's just not working for them. They're like, I've tried everything. I've tried acupuncture. I've tried this. I've tried these proteins. I've tried all this stuff. And they've done tests and tests and tests and all this money, but they didn't do the emotional or deep energetic work of release. And then once we've seen, and you and I both have seen these results, when they do the thing, or they do the process, whether it's through breath work or hypnotherapy or whatnot, dealing with the subconscious mind, it's like that. And it's effortless, because they don't have to do anything. They just simply have to heal that thing, let that thing process whatever needs to happen with it. And then it's all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, and it just works on autopilot. as it the same way it worked on autopilot against them. Now it's
Yeah.
working autopilot for.
Nice. Yeah, that makes total sense. So, and I love that exactly how you said that. So let's look at a few of the ways. I know we're going to be on here for probably another 5 to 7 minutes. I want to just give some actionable things for people. One of the ways that I've rewired programming for people and literally watched them lose 2 pounds the next day after doing it, like, which is just so people know, losing a pound a week is kind of, or half a pound a week is kind of the average weight loss with nutrition and dieting and all that stuff. So that's a lot of weight, a lot of fat to lose. One of the ways I've done it is balancing perceptions with people. So let's look at just understanding of what we call stress. You need stress, that you have eustress and distress. But most people I found have never been shown how to let stress, AKA energy or emotions, move through them. So when we store stress, there are a whole series of hormones. Cortisol is one of them that literally spikes. It increases. It thinks that you're in fight or flight. So your amygdala and your hypothalamus think you're being attacked. And so it doesn't put energy towards fat burning. It's putting energy towards fighting. Right. So it's interesting to look at it from that angle. So it'll burn sugar. So you'll even think like, I mean, I need more sugar in there because it's a quick source of energy. So when someone stores stress, they literally store more fat out of survival. And then what happens is they have a harder time getting off because they've never really learned the root cause, which is, how do I let energy move through me? So one way to do it is balancing perceptions. But I wanted to bring up, since we have a few minutes, is some of the breath work you're doing, Aaron. Would you tell me just a bit about that and how people can use that?
Totally. Breath work is an extremely amazing modality that is generally, something that most people do every single day and are overlooking it. Meaning the way that people breathe, whether it's in the nose, in the mouth, or all through the mouth or whatever, is a very, very powerful way to master your body and to connect to the whole complex system of releasing what we're talking about in dealing with the mind, the body, the heart, the soul, getting everything aligned. So when it comes to weight loss and breath work, and this kind of topic here we're talking about for the rewiring the subconscious mind, breath work is my go-to first and foremost for people to start losing the weight of the baggage that's stuck. And so we do group and one-on-one breath work online, virtually like this, but also in person. I'm located in Utah, or when I travel places, I go do this. But breath work is going to be one of the most important ways to start, because some people are all big in the psychedelic revolution, and that's all wonderful. But those of you who have never done it, those of you who don't want to do it, you don't need to do that. All you need is your breath. And one of the best ways is, even if you sit by yourself and you just breathe in your stomach and then your chest, and I'm through the mouth. So belly, chest, and you do that intensely for long enough, you're going to start to feel your body start to tingle, start to feel weird or odd or whatever it may be. Your people's hands can come up and kind of, we call them T-Rex arms or lobster arms, because you're gassing off your body and you're over oxygenating. So things are just starting to shift, and it literally starts, we're talking about somatic breath work, by the way, specifically, which is, if we're going to do weight loss, this is something we really need to focus on. And Cody, we can co-promote hey, we're going to do a healthy weight loss, emotional loss together for anybody watching. And to really help guide you through this, because I'm telling you what, I've seen people completely shift their lives within just a few breathwork sessions, and they didn't realize it was all within them. They didn't need anything external. So breathwork is that one thing you can do that can help talk about this fat loss and help at least accelerate the results.
Thank you, AJ, for just what you just did there. I mean, as I was doing it, it's so funny. Every time we go back to breath work, I'm like, oh my God, this is so easy. I keep forgetting to do that, right?
Yeah.
And I've had some of my most profound moments, psychedelic moments without psychedelics, with breath work.
Yep.
And there's something so special about it. We can go behind a whole bunch of science behind what the oxygen does, but honestly, if you've experienced this, it's powerful. And so this is a really easy way to stop, follow that process. And when you feel those stressors, go and just do a little breath work, because this allows the energy to move through you. We have different ways to do this, but I love this is an easy way. You can do it anywhere. You don't need to go get something. You don't need to buy a talk. You know, you don't need to buy anything, right? And you can jump right into it. So, man, I know we're just about at time.
This is fun. This is great.
Yeah,
this is so
yeah.
fun. Are there any questions or anybody typing questions, or they have any?
You know what? There's a whole bunch of people on Instagram, but I can't access it because the way the StreamYard is set up. Right. But I just wanted to say, you know, AJ and I both. So if you guys are watching this, we both committed to jumping on and going live because, like, we've got a message and we've kind of said, you know what? Let's start spreading it. We want to help you. We're here. I fully believe AJ's probably the same, but I was put in this planet to help people truly ignite and inspire them to their highest potential. That's what I love doing. That's what I love doing. I love this. And so why not get out and speak and let's go live and be public with this. So thanks for being on, AJ. Anything else you want to say there?
Yeah, thanks for having me. And the same thing is our mission, and the reason we're teaming up together is because we can expand and multiply by doing this together. And I think that so what are we going to do? We're going to do lives on Tuesdays. Maybe we just tell people like it's at this right? What is the exact time? So I'm in Mountain Time because I'm in Utah, but we're going to be doing weekly at 11:30 a.m. Mountain, 12 Central.
Yeah.
Right. Every Tuesday. And then we're also going to do another one, which is every other week, I think.
Yeah, we're going, and then we're doing Wednesdays 3 p.m. on your platforms. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, tomorrow 3 p.m. Join us 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us, and we're going to be doing more of this. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks everyone for being on, and and I'm so excited just to be able to share in the energy with AJ. He's such a phenomenal guy, and why not? There's so many people speaking out about stuff. Right? Why not bring some really balanced energy and useful things to you? Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff you could look at politically and get wrapped up in everything, right? Why not put attention on you? And that's what we're here to do. So anyway,
and I guess when we post this, let's have everybody like in the comments, like ask your questions there, and we'll gather them, and then we can go over some of the questions too.
Oh, I would love that because I'm sure there's a ton. Let us know what you guys want to hear about because that would mean the world to be able to just really answer that. We can talk all day long, but how can we really serve you? So sounds great.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much for listening.